This is the plaintiff, Devin Anderson. He says the defendant ran a red light when he was on his way home from work, and she careened into him with such force his airbags deployed. His car was totaled. He lost his job due to the accident, and he's suing for the $5,000 he is surely owed. This is the defendant, Angela Hamrick. She says the plaintiff's car was not totaled and was totally drivable after their fender-bender. The guy's trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. She certainly doesn't owe him all this money and thinks the judge will agree. She's accused of failing to yield.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Court, next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant crashed into his car, and now he doesn't have a car and he doesn't have a job. But the defendant says the plaintiff is making a mountain out of a molehill and thinks this all may have been a setup. It's a case of the car crash mole.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Anderson, you are suing Ms. Hamrick and Ms. Barrett for $5,000, $2,500 of it, the value of your car, and another $2,500 lost wages because of a car accident. Tell me what happened.
Your Honor, on my way home, February the 7th, I was on my way home from work. I was traveling southbound on Guyer Springs Road. At this time, I was going through a light going underneath the Vaddock, and Miss Hamrick was coming from the freeway going westbound, and she hit the back of me. I don't know exactly. I didn't see where she exactly was coming from, but she hit the back of me, and it took me a little bit to get out of the car to recognize what it went on and everything. A couple of strangers. Bystanders came and helped me out of the car. And
did your airbags explode?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
My airbag, my window airbag exploded, and my side airbag exploded. Miss Hamrick, I noticed that she was on the other side of the freeway, and she had pulled over, and that's when the police had showed up. And
she ended up getting a ticket, correct?
Yes, she did.
Okay, Ms. What are you, Angela Hamrick, or are you Linda Barrett?
I'm Angela Hamrick.
Okay, and who is Linda Barrett?
My mother.
All right, so the car is registered to her name. All right, so Ms. Hamrick, why don't you tell me what happened?
I was under the bridge and I was coming. I did not see anybody coming. There wasn't no cars coming. And as soon as I turned and...
Which way did you turn?
It was right there. I turned left to get onto the freeway.
Okay.
On the service road. And he was coming, I guess, this way straight in front of me, I'm assuming. And I don't see how there was any witnesses that said that they was right behind him because there was no other vehicles. There was no vehicles there. And
so how did the accident happen? He's coming towards you. You're making a left in front of him?
No, I was making a left, yeah. And then he come out of nowhere.
Well, he came out of somewhere, right? He came out of somewhere.
He was coming forward. Yeah, he was coming towards.
So he's going straight and you were turning left and then you hit him.
Yeah. When I looked, there was no cars coming. And as soon as I turned, he was right there. That's the truth.
Okay. But so you told that to the police, and what did the police say?
The police told me the only reason he gave me a ticket is because he had a witness saying that it was my fault. Is what the officer said. Okay.
If you're turning left and he's oncoming traffic, who has the right of way? Did I get that right? That she's turning left and you're oncoming, Mr. Anderson?
I'm oncoming, Your Honor. I'm oncoming going.
So you're going straight and then she turns left in front of you.
Right. She turns
left. She hits the back of you.
Right. She hits the driver's side.
Okay.
Driver's side back of me.
Right. Okay, so there were some witnesses, and the witnesses were not all that favorable to you, correct, Ms. Hamrick?
Oh, no, ma'am. One of them came up to me. As a matter of fact, a lady came up to me and was telling me, oh, she knew it was my fault. She seen it, da-da-da-da. I was like, okay. And I got back in my car because people started showing up everywhere. And as far as after I hit him, I pulled over to the side. And he was already out of his car on the phone soon as I realized I couldn't open my door, I called my AAA tow service, and then his tow truck got there before mine.
Okay.
I don't know. It just seemed kind of, I don't know.
Kind of what?
It just seemed kind of weird. Like he was, like it was, I don't know, maybe it was planned. I don't know what.
Planned?
I don't know.
Who plans to have a car accident?
No, some people do, I'm sure.
No, some people do, I'm sure, too. But do you think this is one of those?
When they called and said that his car was totaled, my mom's car was way worse than his car was. And I just couldn't.
Goodness.
I drove my car away from there.
Ms. Hamrick, I am dying. I am very much looking forward to hearing your conspiracy theory. So tell me, you feel that this looks planned because he had witnesses there? So do you think the witnesses are plants?
Well, the lady that came up to me, she was behind him. There was nobody behind him. As far as I didn't even see him. I figured he was probably trying to beat the light. And that's why he was coming so fast. He had to be going fast for me to not see him and then him be there. So, I don't know. It just ain't right. Something ain't right.
But what did you think about the fact that there were 2 independent witnesses that testified that it happened exactly the way you say it happened, and he says it happened? So those 2 witnesses said, yeah, she hit him. He's going straight. She's making a left, and she hits oncoming traffic. So what was cagey about the witnesses, I guess I'm asking?
Because my light was green. I know I'm still supposed to yield to the oncoming traffic.
You do, don't you? You do know that,
yes.
right? Yeah, okay,
yes, I do know that.
Okay.
I don't know. And then his tow truck was there before mine was. And I called as soon as it happened because my door wouldn't open and I didn't think I'd be able to drive my mom's car.
So do you think he had the tow truck company on standby so that somebody would hit his car and he would have them come out?
I'm telling you, you may think it's funny, but I'm telling you.
I do.
That's
I do think it's funny. And at the end of the day, whose fault is the accident, Ms. Hamrick?
Well, I guess it's my fault because I hit him, I guess.
Well, that's not what makes it your fault. It doesn't matter who hits who. Everybody always gets hung up on who hit who. That's not how it works. It's who had the right of way. So if I hit you, but I had the right of way, that accident's your fault. Whose car is this a picture of? This is yours, right, Mr. Anderson?
Anderson, yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Is that the car you say shouldn't be a total loss, Ms. Hamrick?
Well, I didn't, it was dark and they pulled that stuff off of there. That was not like that.
So, okay.
That was not like that.
All right. So he was looking to be hit by you. He had witnesses there waiting to testify against you. He had a tow truck on standby and he ripped up his car, all to have the privilege of suing you to repair the damages. Are you allowed to drive your mother's car anymore?
No. No, I'm not.
All righty. Explain to me your lost wages claim, Mr. Anderson.
Well, Your Honor, February the 7th, I had just returned back from work from being on a 4-week quarantine from COVID. That night was when Ms. Hamrick hit me, and I have not been able to get back to work. I lost my job because I had no transportation to get back and forth to work.
Okay, but why can't you take a bus or public transportation or rent a car, which costs a lot less than losing $2,500 worth of wages? Why would I award you $2,500 in lost wages?
Well, Your Honor, that's how much that I make. That's how much that I was making every 2 weeks would add up to be that. And I understand what your point is. But like I said, I was unable to get to work. I work out of town. I drove to work every day, and I was unable to get back and forth to work.
What proof do you have of lost wages?
I don't have that.
Okay, so no on the lost wages. That is, see, in court, when you come to court, what you are entitled to are the damages as a result of the defendant's negligence, which you've proven. What you're not entitled to are speculative damages. Like, in other words, if somebody pays me and their check bounce, so my other 17 checks bounce, and because I live hand to mouth, I don't get to say, hey, all those other checks you owe me now because no, that's not how it works. It's just just the reasonable foreseeable damages from the accident. It is not foreseeable that you will have double the damages of your car based on not working. But I am going to award 0 on loss of wages, and I am going to order the defendant to pay you $2,500 for the car. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff prevails in this case. He only gets half of what he was seeking. He wanted $5,000. He's only getting $2,500. Ms. Hamrick, I know you don't think his car was hurt bad enough to be totaled, but it was. So how do you feel?
In that picture it was, but it didn't look like that when we were on the road, but that's fine. Maybe he can get his car fixed or whatever he's going to do with that.
Well, it's been kind of a mess for you, but anyway, you're going to have to give him $2,500 for damages. I guess you got to be more careful now the next time, right?
I guess I do.
If you get to drive your mom's car again, if she lets you drive it again.
I'll drive mine.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Anderson, are you satisfied? Can you fix your car for the $2,500?
I sure can. Thank you very much.
Okay, very good. Congratulations. You prevail.
Thank you.
All right, Harvey.
Doug, there is something called mitigation of damages in the law. That means that you can't just sit on your hands and let the damages build up and up and up. In this case, what it means is that if you have a job and you need to get to the job and somebody crashes into your car, if you can take public transportation, an Uber, something like that, to mitigate or minimize your damages, you have an obligation to do that. If you don't, you're not going to get the money that you would have otherwise gotten, even if you're in the right. We'll see you next time.